Alright, so we are going to solve this equation right here. I'm going to bring it down here so we have a little bit more room, and right now we are going to do this algebraically. So remember, when you solve algebraically, what you want to do is you want to isolate for the absolute value. So we're going to subtract 15 minus 15. We get the absolute value of 4 minus x is greater than, in this case, we got 6. So it can be true. And we're going to set this up twice, right? We're going to go 4 minus x is greater than 6, and then we're going to go 4 minus x. Now we're going to turn this into a negative 6. So the second we turn this into a negative, we say less than negative 6. Okay? Now when we do this, we're going to solve like normal. Minus 4 minus 4, we got negative x is greater than 2. Divide by negative 1, x is less than negative 2. Alright? Remember, when we divide by a negative, every single thing that we do gets changed, gets flipped around. Alright? Alright, now on this one we're going to subtract 4. We got negative x is less than negative 10. We divide by negative 1. We got x is greater than 10. So let's go ahead and pick something and see if it's true. So this would be x greater than 10 would be here this way, and less than negative 2 would be here this way. So what if I plug in 12? Well, let's look at 12. Alright, so we got 4 minus 12, that's negative 8. Absolute value makes it a positive 8, plus 15 is 23. That sure works. I could come down here and say, let's plug in 3, negative 3. 4 minus negative 3 is the same as 7. Right? Absolute value of 7 is 7, and 7 plus 15 is, in this case, 22. So we have this right. I need to just make sure. I want to point something out. Notice up here there's a rule. It says when we're doing absolute values greater, we're going to get an OR statement, a disjunction pointing different directions. We have absolute values less, we don't. Alright, so we're going to try this guy right here. So first thing we're going to do is add 10. So let's solve for that absolute value. Alright, we have the absolute value of x plus 4 is less than or equal to 8. We're set this up twice. As is, x plus 4 is less than or equal to 8. And then we're going to change this to a negative, which makes us change that sign around. So we go x plus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 8. In both these situations, we have to subtract 4, so we got x is less than or equal to 4. Subtract 4, x is greater than or equal to negative 12. And I want to point out that this is going to be between, so we can write this just like this. Negative 12 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 4, and it is not an OR, it's an AND statement. It's everything in between, and we started with a less than, just like this note says up here. If it's less than, it's going to be an AND, greater than, two different directions, an OR statement. So just very quick, I'm going to go ahead and put 0. We'll say this is 4 and negative 12. And we're going to put dots and graph everything in between. And everything in it should work. Let's go ahead and try like negative 5. So negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1, right? Which makes it a positive 1, right? Positive 1 minus 10 is negative 9. That totally works. All right. Come over here. We're going to do one. We're going to divide by 3 first to isolate that absolute value. All right. I'm going to put it right here. X minus 7 is greater than or equal to 3. Write it twice. X minus 7 is greater than or equal to 3. X minus 7 less than or equal to negative 3. We change this to a negative so the line switches around. Add 7. X is greater than or equal to 10. X add 7 is less than or equal to 4. And once again, we can't be both less than 4 or greater than 10. So I say X is less than or equal to 4 or X is greater than or equal to 10. Once again, the greater than, right? This greater than sign gives us an OR statement. So just a really quick, I'm going to say that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put a dot going less than 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. put a dot and saying greater than 10, and that's good enough for that. Got one more to do. It's right here. Already solved for, so we set it up twice. 2x plus 3 less than, just less than, let's erase that, less than 5. And then 2x plus 3 is greater than negative 5. Subtract 3. 2x is less than 2. Divide by 2. X is less than 1. Subtract 3. 2x is greater than negative 8. Divide by 2. X is greater than negative 4. We can do both. Greater than negative 4, so we got negative 4 less than x, and x is less than 1. Once again, the less than symbol gave us an and statement, not an or statement. So just a real quick graph. I'm going to make this 0. We'll make this 1 here. 1, 2, 3, negative 4. It's everything in between here. And we're done. We got one more page. I'll see you guys soon.